Good morning all. Just a quick video, basically to just say that I've been removed off Facebook, so anybody who was on my forced adoption site, which had over 3,000 members, that was just taken down, or anybody on my friends list, I do now have MeWe. I've got a forced adoption Essex on MeWe. I've got a forced adoption Essex on Twitter, and I've also got it on hang on, sorry, LinkedIn. Yeah, so LinkedIn will be probably the bigger forced adoption Essex until MeWe takes off properly, because yeah, MeWe is quite easy to do, but there's just not as many people on there as of yet. But yeah, so please take a look, and I'll also be posting videos still to YouTube and things. What I will say is that on the 3rd of August there will be a mass countrywide protest. The main body of that will be in London itself. I'm yet to find out the actual location, so I will update on that. This protest is, of course, springing from the disgusting, disgraceful imprisonment of our boy Tommy Robinson. I have been writing to Tommy Robinson, and I will be putting up on MeWe his address at Belmarsh and his prison number. I've been email a prisoner in him, and sending him, just supportive messages and a couple of articles that I put together about him as well. But yeah, the main body, so the main reasoning obviously behind this demo on the 3rd is the imprisonment wrongfully, absolutely wrongfully, absolutely unlawfully, absolutely. It's disgusting what's happened to Tommy, and I'll tell you why. The fact that it's journalism, people haven't been, in prison for journalism for so long now, but it's not that. The Attorney General colluded, as far as I'm concerned, with the judiciary, and I think as far as the legal side of it is concerned, you can't escape what's actually happened here. They've colluded with he's colluded with the judiciary, and basically added or extended meaning to laws that are already in place. These laws haven't been updated, they haven't been changed, they haven't been they've just not been updated or changed to what the Attorney General and the judiciary at the Old Bailey that day decided that they would be meaning to them. It's a very dangerous, dodgy situation when the judiciary find it's okay to impose their own views and beliefs on how the law suggests, on how the law is written, and to extend it to make sure it twists and turns to their way of thinking, or the way they would like it to sound. It's a very dodgy, dangerous situation, and that goes for anybody really. If that's what they can do to something so high profile, imagine what they could do if it wasn't high profile. Imagine, we know about these things, don't we? We know about political prisoners, Melanie Shaw, for speaking out on children's cases, all these sort of things. Personally, I've got 2 super injunctions, and I've been extremely lucky. I had my petition in regard to my daughter read in Parliament, because it was an illegal adoption that happened, unlawful illegal adoption via a false evidence from a expert, a 23-year running Metropolitan Police officer, in fact, who later on admitted lying in the Royal Court of Justice, and it was just too late for me. I'd lost my child because of this man. My case is in the European Court of Human Rights, but as we know, we live in Europe, and as I know, the European Court of Human Rights in this situation would only give me a just satisfaction judgment, which, is all good and well. Yes, you're vindicated, you've done nothing wrong. Well, I already knew that. I don't need them to clarify that for me at all. However, that is the only judgment I'll get. But the reason I've gone to the lengths of still going there is because my daughter will know the truth. She'll know she was stolen. She was never abused. She was never given away. She was taken away and stolen. I won my Court of appeal in front of the highest judge in this country, the President of the Family Division of the UK, Mr. Sorry, Lord Macfarlane. By myself, I represented myself, and I won my little girl back. Yet when I went back to the kangaroo courts of the Essex, Chelmsford Family Court, they said she'd been away too long. I questioned them. Would they say Madeleine McCann had been away too long? Ellie Mae was definitely not away anywhere near as long as Madeleine had been away, but I'm sure they would soon return her to her parents was due to be found. And neglectful as they were, bad as they were, leaving these children on their own. I never done anything of the sort. Never even been accused of putting a finger on my child. Never been accused of anything. Possible risk of future emotional harm. To taking children for adoption for that people they are. Yeah, that's what my on the 3rd. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, gone off on a tandem again. On the 3rd, it's about all the groups with all the problem, with all of your issues coming together. Mine personally is Forced Adoption Essex. I've written to Tommy, and I've spoken to various people in his team throughout the last year or so since I stumbled upon Tommy's live feed outside the court, and from that point on was mortified, firstly, at the fact this man had been imprisoned like this. Secondly, started looking into Tommy Robinson and finding that he pretty much shares some of the views, well, most of the views I do in respect of grooming gangs and so on. I was a victim of a grooming gang, in 2002. It was a long time ago. However, it was still dealt with in a very clandestine manner, exactly how the UK establishment deal with this now, and how they are dealing with Tommy Robinson. It's all very clandestine. It's all very, it's very strange. Let's put it that way. It's all very strange. It's strange that it can happen. It's strange it can happen in the public eye. But also, I'd like to hit on as well, actually, just quickly, the fake news story that went around about Tommy Robinson getting knocked out by a 70-year-old. Well, firstly, it's quite, funny to a degree that's been said anyway. But that's about as far as the funny goes. What's actually occurred is disgusting. I mean, the newspapers in this country, they need shutting down, really, don't they? I mean, to be able to put out a completely false news story when Tommy Robinson's in isolation, there's no actual chance in the world that he was going to be in the showers with anybody, So he most certainly was not. Secondly, the newspapers have glorified this story, so therefore they're trying to glorify violence towards Tommy Robinson. This is absolutely vile, and it's a criminal offence in itself. But do you see these newspapers being pulled up on this? Do you, hell? I've watched Avi Yamini continuously trying to contact these people and then fobbing them off with an absolute load of rubbish. They know it's a fake news story. It's their duty to remove it, and yet have they? Hell? They put it on the front pages of newspapers. They spread it around the globe. I mean, if people want to still listen to these sort of things, these rags, then I'll tell you something. Then you've got problems ahead. You really have. You need to wise up to this. The system is trying to attack and get us, And I've just seen something actually from Richard Inman suggesting that far right is going to be put down as a terrorist act. Being far right, I mean, the government are planning this. Is this right? I mean, that's just outrageous. It's outrageous. And I, for one, will not be backing down on my views. I know that much. And I will not be named as a terrorist either. It's just ridiculous. It's awful. It's not anywhere near the reality, is it? I mean, I'm not far right, but, I'm right, and that's it. And I'll be classed as that because Facebook and Instagram have removed me as being far right. Their views are absolutely up the wall and up the creek as well, which is, what is this world coming to? What's this country coming to? We need to stand. And on the 3rd, we all will stand. So any causes, let's all come together. Let's forget any issues between different causes, if there is any, put them aside. This is about us, the UK British people, fighting for our right in this country, our right to be able to speak about what's happening. I've been gagged on such serious levels in regards to forced adoption Essex, overridden them by being in Parliament and having my petition read on the floor. However, it's not as easy as that for everybody. It wasn't easy for me. It took me a long time for that to happen. I could have been in prison just for saying my daughter's name. No, and luckily I've managed to overcome that. But it takes time, and it takes to know the right people, believe me. I knew the right people, and that's the reason that happened. It got overridden. Otherwise, I'd probably be like Melanie Shaw behind bars right now, just for talking about my own child and her being stolen. So yeah, we have to come together, people, and we have to spread this far and wide. What's happening, whatever your cause, whatever your injustice. The 3rd of August, we're all coming together around this country, and the main body of this demo will be in London. So yeah, further updates I will let you know of any, and where the meeting point in London is. Okay, look forward to seeing you. Please look me up on MeWe, Twitter and LinkedIn. Thank you. Bye bye.